Ivy felt her grip on Nagisa weaken. The vines began to disappear into the floor. Her vision was fading in and out of focus as her body fell limp. Nagisa? She whispered. Yes? He said, panic in his voice. Her eyes began to close as the vines wrapped around her waist and now her throat, and it was getting tighter. Ivy! Nagisa yelled, shaking her, tears in his eyes. Kanisa, what do I do? He cried. Kanisa walked over to them, pulling out a pocket knife. It's simple, brother. We cut them off. He kneeled down to them. But what if it hurts her? Would you rather them choke her to death? He said and slipped the knife under the vines. No! Ivy screamed. Her eyes shot open and they were black. Whoa, Kanisa said and held up his hands. Vines wrapped around Kanisa's waist and threw him against the wall. Ivy was standing and was radiating such intense anger that brothers cowered. Ow, Kanisa said, standing up. Okay, Ivy, just take a deep breath and calm down, Haruto said, taking a step towards her. She shot vines towards him. He dodged. Her breathing was heavy. He got closer. Ivy, look at me! He yelled and grabbed her wrist, pushing her against the wall. She struggled against him. Daddy, let go! She yelled. Haruto was shocked. Was this something her father did to her? His grip loosened, and she slipped out of his grip, and she ran off. She didn't get very far because Daiki had put her in a bubble. Let me out! Ivy yelled, her tiny fists banging against the bubble. Not until you calm down, Nagisa said coldly. Ivy stared at them, and her eyes turned back to blue a couple minutes later. How are you feeling, Ivy? Kanisa asked. Better, she said, not looking at them. Daiki, let her out. Daiki nodded and the bubble popped. She sat there for a moment. Daisuke walked over to her and gave her a tight hug. She tensed, but then hugged back. Are you hungry, Ivy? Daisuke asked. She nodded slowly. Okay, let's get you some breakfast, yeah? Yeah, she said quietly. He carries her to the dining room and sits her in a chair, handing her teddy bear, and she held on to it tightly.